Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Puppy Lady, and welcome back to another issue of Tried and Tested. This one is for a couple of books this time because hey, I've made a few patterns out of these books, so I thought it would be nice to show you. Right, I am going to move down onto the table now, where I'm going to show you the two books that I've made, that I've got 3 items that I've made using 3 different weights of yarn, so that you can see the size difference between these items. Now, they are not all the same item, okay, so there are going to be variations, so it's just an idea basically on how changing your yarn whilst working Amigurumi can also change the size of your project. Okay, so here we are. These are the 2 books that I'm planning to show you patterns from today that I have created. They are Amigurumi Treasures and Amigurumi Treasures 2, written by Irina Lee. These are absolutely lovely books. There is a lot of information in them, and the how-tos and the guides that you get during making each of these animals is absolutely brilliant. You've got photos, you've got your step-by-steps, you've got your photos, you've got very good instructions on where to put eyes and things as you are working the pattern. So I absolutely love these ones, and I need to go out and buy this one. Okay, so I've also got, of course, a book review on both of these books, which is available up in the I button. So once you've seen these gorgeous critters that I've made, it may inspire you to go over, have a nose and see what other gorgeous critters there are, so that you know which book you need to get. Right, so let's start off with the Amigurumi Treasures number 1. Now, let me just move number 2 slightly out of the way, and I need to find the appropriate pattern. Where are you? Nope, not the squirrel. Okay, so the first pattern I'm going to show you is this one here. It is Burberry the sheep. Now, I have made this one. This is definitely what I would call a labour of love. The pattern is beautifully written and really easy to follow. The labour of love section is the time it's going to take you to make the fur on him. Okay, so this is all I'm going to show you of the book today. As I said, check the I button for the book review. And here is my guy. It's going to be hard to show you because he is a decent size. But he is super cute. His ears are sitting a bit funny. Oh, I will put a picture on screen. I'm going to have to do that with all of them. Right, so as you can see, there was a photograph of him sitting there and next to the book, just to show you the size comparison. Now, the labour of love is the fact that each one of these sections of fur is chained. Now, the number is stated in the book. I would suggest that you stick to that number. But to be honest, you can sit there and do that whilst listening to a podcast, or in my case, I was actually watching the telly and I only had to look down when it came to fixing my chain. Now this is not the colour I've got, this is just a colour that I'm grabbing off. Yeah, I'm just going to grab it off my shelf. But basically what I used was a Signet Pato Everyday DK. Alright, and a 3.5mm hook. And this is 100% acrylic and a DK weight yarn. I've got reviews, of course, on Pato DK as well, if you want to go and have a nose. Again, the link will be in the I button. And he didn't actually take as many balls as I thought. It was one of each colour. So I did actually have some leftovers of the brown. Okay, so that was the only one that I've had the opportunity to make out of Amigurumi Treasures. There is another one that I would like to make in the future. So as I said, I will probably end up going to purchase this book because the patterns are just so cute. The next one up is Amigurumi Treasures. Now the first pattern that I made out of this book, I was desperate. I had to make it. I was not willing to wait for the appropriate materials. So I raided my cupboard and I wanted something quite bright. Okay, now this is Millie the frilled neck lizard. Now I made mine a bit brighter. It is quite bright, as you can see ish. Again, there will be a photograph that goes up now for you. I called him George the Chameleon, after a very well-known singer. But this time round I used a 3mm hook, so he has come out really quite large. A 3mm hook and the Signet Boho Spirit. Now this is a DK weight yarn. Now I made it with this one because I had a couple of balls and I didn't know what else I was going to use with it. I didn't have enough quantity for a jumper for myself at that point. So I used this because it was so colourful, and of course I knew he was going to end up staying on my shelf. He was not going to get played with. I wouldn't really recommend this yarn or this style of yarn if you are making the item for someone to hug, cuddle and play with. Otherwise it may start bobbling a little bit because it has got a nice halo to it, this yarn. But again, this yarn is beautiful to work with. Okay, so that was number 2, and of course you got to see George. And the last one for me to show you today is a Benedict the Shrew. Here he is. He's a bit smaller than the other ones. She says only by a bit. He's a bit smaller than the others. Of course I will pop a photograph up on screen for you now. Now Benedict was actually made with a yarn art and baby cotton, which is a 50% acrylic, 50% cotton, and it is a 2-weight yarn. So in this case I believe I went down to a 2.5. Oof. But of course that made his stitches lovely and close, so there was absolutely no way his stuffing was going to show through, and it's the same with all 3 of the patterns I've made today. I prefer to go down a hook size rather than up. Okay, now this yarn is absolutely beautiful to work with. It doesn't split too much on it as long as you pull it from the right way for if you're left or right hand crocheting. And it comes in lots and lots of different colours here in the UK, so it really, in my opinion, is a really good cotton to use for amigurumi. Sorry gang, I haven't got a supplier at the moment that I can point you in the direction of, but once I do I will pop a link in the description box. So if you're coming back to this video, if you're looking at this video for the first time, check out the description box. You never know, I may have someone that's stocking it that I can point you in their direction. Basically, if you're in the UK, if you're outside of the UK, I'm sorry to say you're gonna have to go hunting for a supplier for your country. Alright, so that, my darlings, And is the end of today's review. As I've said previously, I absolutely adore this lady's patterns. I absolutely love the book. Even if it's the first time you're picking up these books to make these patterns, they are simple enough that you will be able to do it. Okay, you may have to, I don't know, pop back to my channel and have a nose at how certain stitches are done, or even watch a cheeky dodgy amigurumi video that I have that shows you different ways to increase and decrease and different pieces like that. The item at the end is not suitable for anything really, apart from to giggle at, but I will put the link up there for you. It's the tips and the tricks that you're after out of that one, to be honest. Right, so that is it for me for today. I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all again really soon. Please remember, stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Goodbye everybody.